Every year, non-Western countries bring something new to the world stage that challenges the West. This year, the focus is on de-dollarization, and the launch of BRICS Pay at the recent BRICS Business Summit could help more nations adapt to this change. But what happened at the summit? Let's find out. The BRICS nations are taking a bold step towards financial independence with the launch of the BRICS Pay card payment system at the recent BRICS Business Forum in Moscow on October 17 and 18, 2024. The system was shown as a major development that could change the global financial landscape and is more than just a new way to pay. Brexit is a big step towards trade based on local currencies, which means less reliance on the US dollar and a challenge to the traditional domination of Western financial networks. People at this site were shown how to use BRICS Pay cards, which came pre-loaded with 500 rubles and could only be used at stores that had the BRICS Pay logo on them. This event wasn't just a test of new technology, it was a message to the world that the BRICS bloc is ready to work together. A new path in global finance, one where emerging economies write the rules instead of the West doing it, but an important question is why bricks and mortar pay was needed in the first place. For years, the BRICS nations have had to deal with a financial system that was heavily skewed in favor of Western powers. Because the US dollar is so important in global trade and Western financial institutions like SWIFT have a lot of power, many countries are vulnerable to changes in geopolitical tensions. For example, Russia, which was one of the founding members of the EU, has been hit with economic sanctions many times, especially since it took over Crimea in 2014 and is now involved in a conflict in Ukraine. These sanctions have cut Russia off from the global financial system, making it harder for it to access international markets and hurting its economy. The BRICS nations started looking for options to the Western-dominated financial systems that had been in place for a long time. The BRICS Business Council started the BRICS Pay project in 2018 because they knew that the economic stability of the bloc hinged on creating a separate payment system that could make international transactions easier without using the US dollar. As the political scene continued to change, it became even clearer that BRICS Pay was needed. There are more problems between the West and emerging economies. This change isn't just meant to keep countries safe from penalties, it's also meant to help them grow. A system that lets BRICS countries deal in their own currencies and keep control of their own finances by lowering trust in the US dollar. BRICS Pay is a solution that improves financial sovereignty and makes the global financial environment more balanced. These countries need to do this because they are realizing that financial independence is just as important as political and economic independence. As the world becomes more divided into competing economic blocs, they need a payment system that doesn't depend on Western institutions right away. Now we need to know what parts of the new payment system were talked about at the summit. As a reminder, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to see more movies about Africa's politics, economy, and changing landscape. Let's move on now. Blockchain technology is the basis of the BRICS Pay system. But why is this particular technology so important to the project's success? What is blockchain that other systems don't do? At its core, blockchain is a decentralized ledger technology that lets deals happen in real time that are safe and open without the need for middlemen. Banks and clearing houses add layers of complexity to traditional financial systems, which slows down transactions and raises costs. By using blockchain, BRICS Pay can get around these middlemen, making it easier, faster, and cheaper for member states to send money to each other across borders. Blockchain's security is one of its best features. All transactions are recorded on an immutable ledger, which means they can't be changed or deleted once they've been confirmed. This gives countries like Russia and China, which are often hit with separate tax and economic sanctions, a level of openness and protection against fraud that can't be found in traditional financial systems. This safety is top priority. In addition, Bloc BRICS' goal of making a multipolar financial world order is perfectly matched by the decentralized nature of blockchain. In a centralized system, power is held by a few major players, mostly Western financial institutions. But in a decentralized system like blockchain, no single entity has control over the whole network. This distribution of power is important for BRICS nations because it makes sure that no country or institution can cut them off from the financial system unilaterally, like happened with SWIFT. But blockchain's value doesn't end there. BRICS Pay's biggest goal is to add digital currencies to the system, making it a truly global and decentralized payment ecosystem. This brings us to our next question. How will BRICS Pay add digital currencies, and what effect might this have on the global financial system as the system continues to grow? One of the most interesting ideas is the creation of a digital currency just for the BRICS bloc. Today's global financial system is based on the US dollar, which is the world's reserve currency. The US has an unmatched amount of power over global trade, which it uses to impose economic sanctions, control the flow of capital, and set the rules for international finance. By introducing a BRIC digital currency, the bloc could challenge this dominance and make the financial system more fair. With a BRICS digital currency, member states could trade without having to change their own currencies into dollars. This would save time and money on transaction fees. The economies of the BRICS nations, which together have nearly 45% of the world's population and 30% of the world's GDP, would back the digital currency. This would give it a lot of weight in the global market. In practice, a digital currency would also make it easier to pay for goods from China across the BRICS bloc. For example, a business in Brazil could use the BRICS digital currency to pay for goods from China without having to convert Brazilian reais into US dollars and then back into Chin ecosystem. Tokenization is the process of turning real assets or fiat currency into digital tokens that can be traded on a blockchain. For example, BRICS Pay wants to create tokens like the NSRB token, which will be a stable coin tied to the national currencies of BRICS nations. This token would make it easy to exchange currencies, which would make cross-border transactions even more efficient. Adding a BRICS digital currency would also help balance out the power of Western finance by making a separate financial system that doesn't depend on the US dollar. The BRICS countries would be safe from economic penalties and be in charge of their own financial futures. Was this summit a success? Without a doubt, the BRICS Business Forum Summit was a huge success, and not just because of the technical advances that were shown. The real victory lies in the strategic signals and the story that BRICS is writing for itself and the world. One part of the meeting that wasn't talked about enough was how BRICS Pay fits into a bigger change in geopolitics. It's clear from the launch of this new payment system that people in the global south are no longer willing to play by the rules set by Western organizations. The BRICS Pay rollout is important because it's not just a business move, it's also a political statement. The world is being invited to see the start of a new era where economic freedom and sovereign power over financial systems are the norm. Top priority: it's not enough for BRICS Pay to work as a demonstration. This win is also about the trust and momentum that the BRICS countries are building as they position themselves as an alternative to the West's financial grip. It is becoming clearer that developing countries don't want to be controlled by the Federal Reserve's monetary policies or Western sanctions, which can shut down an economy in an instant. That's why BRIC gets paid, but more importantly, it's a way to defend himself. Also, the summit showed BRIC's ability to put innovation into action. Unlike many geopolitical initiatives that are heavy on words and light on action, BRICS Pay has a real-world result. The system works. QR payments are accepted, and everything happened in real time. This alone shows that the BRICS nations have the technical and organizational power to put in place large-scale systems that will change everything. The timing of the summit was an important but less talked about factor. It's not an accident that the forum and the launch of BRICS Pay happened at a time when tensions between the US and China were rising, Russia was feeling alone, and global alliances were being re-evaluated. BRICS is taking advantage of the fact that Western leadership is falling apart. Countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia are questioning the old financial order more and more. The timing of these events shows that BRICS isn't just reacting to Western dominance, it's actually creating a new global financial story. Do you think this was a big blow to the US dollar? What do you think will happen next? Will countries be interested in it? Let us know in the comments what you hope will happen in the future. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it.